Our mind is untamed. Our mind is so much afflicted with the five poisons: desire, anger, delusion, pride, and envy. And these are the very root cause of this suffering.
Lama, I want to start by thanking you for making time for us today. This is very special, and I think I would just like to start this entire thing by asking you to share your name and tell us where we are sitting and what this place means to you.
My full name is Thuktin Chotu Sangpo, and actually I'm from the eastern part of the country, and I came here and I am ordained as a monk, and it's been only 2 to 3 years only, and this place is popularly known as Kangte Buddhist College.
So you live in a world that feels mysterious to many of us. And I would like to ask you, what does a normal day in your life here looks like?
I have a little bit of connection with the many of the enlightened beings. And as a being monk, now I can connect every day with the more of the enlightened beings. And similarly, after I have been ordained as a monk, now I can see a life more and more connection with the enlightened beings. And also, I'm trying to walk to the path of the enlightened beings so that I can also liberate from the suffering world. Nobody of us want to live in the suffering world. So for this reason, now I'm trying to walk for the path of the enlightened beings, and at the same time, I don't think about the myself also. Along with me, all the sentient beings under the sky are also suffering. So with me, I'm just trying to think and trying to pray and trying to do for the benefit of all the sentient beings and to take them to the enlightened being so that they will be not living in the suffering world.
You talk about feeling connected and feeling enlightened. I think right now in the world, there's a lot of us that feel very lost and unsure about the path that they're on. What do the monks believe about discovering like purpose and finding your path and dealing with doubt?
We Buddhists, we believe that we have the so many other lives, but our life can be, previous life can be either an animal, either a small microorganism also. But something different about we. Normally, we are being referred as a triku, We have the system of the triku system. And those triku systems are particularly referred to a being who is a very great master in the previous life. And to talk on this, and I'm also referred as one of the triku. Yes, in my previous life, I am also regarded as one of the highly lama. And to talk on this, just they have regarded me as a very highly lama in the previous life. The soul I'm having just now is also the same. Just the body part is different. Because you see, all are the impermanent things, and we leave our body when we die, but the soul remains same. Our soul is just transferred into the another body, just like yours. I am being truly connected with the Buddha, particularly I am connected with this Buddha, and in this case, I can feel about the Buddha. It's not that other people, they don't have connection, but compared to them, as I am regarded as one of the highly Lama in my previous life, I have more connections, and for this reason, I'm trying to make aware to other people that there is a Buddha and you need to have the Buddha, and you will be also have a chance to see and get the enlightenment.
I wonder, today in the world, especially where we are from, it's like so much noise and distraction in our everyday life, right? And I wonder, how can people become more present again and practice being present in the now?
Now, for this, Buddha had given the Eightfold Thousand of the teachings, and these teachings are in order to tame the mind of the sentient beings, particularly to tame the mind of the human beings. Our mind is untamed. Our mind is so much afflicted with the five poisons. We have the five poisons: desire, anger, delusion, pride, and envy. And these are the five poisons, and these are the very root cause of this suffering. And our mind is untamed, meaning our mind is afflicted with these five poisons. Now, Buddha had given the Eightfold Thousand of the teachings to tame our mind to not to be afflicted with these five poisons. And one means or one way in order to not to have affliction with these five poisons is meditations. So meditation in generally it is a means to tame our mind. Tame our mind to stay focused on the present. We have so many of the physical distractions, and we have so many of the mental distractions. Physical distraction, you see, whatever you hear, this all are physical distractions, and our mind is always being carried away by these things, by these physical distractions. And we have also the inner or mental distractions, that we have so many of the memories, we have so many of the flashbacks, we have so many of the sufferings that we had in the previous times. However, our mind should not be distracted by any of these. We should always be present, focus on the present moment, whatever you do. It is said by Buddha that if we focus on the present, meditate on the present, then as the time goes on, then the history becomes the very good one. And also, if we focus on the present, meditate on the present, focus on the present mindfully, then as the time goes on, the future becomes a very good one. So for this reason, the very essence to live in the present world is to focus on the present part. While we are focusing on the present, there should not be any affliction with the five poisons, so that our history and the future life will not be a very bad result. We want to have a happy life at the end. For this happy life, we need to tame our mind to think present, to think in a positive manner, so that our mind will not be any affliction with the five persons. And if there's no affliction with the any five persons, then ultimately it's pretty sure that we will be having the good life at the end. So for this reason, we need to stay in focus, and primarily, if we can, meditation is a very good means to stay focused at the present moment.
I have a question about meditation, but before I ask that question, you had just said something about being present and happiness. I think there's a big problem today is that the world teaches us to gain a lot of things and to add a lot to our life, and I don't think life teaches us about letting go. Do you think that there is a connection between letting go and happiness and finding presence? What I want to learn about letting go and how it is with life here and your teachings.
When we try to live a happy life, there's more people are more into the distraction with the apparent thing. All these things we see are the apparent thing, and we just try to think about the self-possessive thing only. No, we have the I is the ego, and because of the egoistic mind, we just try to think about the self only. It does not care about the other sentient beings also. Buddhism, we have the 3 branches of the Buddhism. We have the Hinayana Buddhism, we have the Mahayana Buddhism, and we have the Vajrayana Buddhism. And Hinayana Buddhism, they are less care about the other sentient beings. They do think about the enlightenment, but they think about the self-enlightenment purpose only. They does not take care of the other sentient beings. Now, when it comes to the Mahayana Buddhism, we take in account of all the sentient beings. And the reason is, you see, we the human beings, we know that we want happiness, and we can try to work on for the happiness, but are we trying to think of the other sentient beings? What kind of the sentient beings you see, or any of the sentient beings under the sky, they also have the life, and they don't deserve the suffering. They also deserve the happiness. And we also don't deserve the suffering, we also deserve the happiness. And while we are deserving for the happiness, you see, we are having the common point or common goal that even the sentient beings, they also want the happiness, and also we want the happiness. And for this reason, under the Mahayana Buddhism, we, particularly the Tibet and Bhutan, we fall under the Mahayana Buddhism, and we think of the other sentient beings also. And when we think of the other sentient beings, then we are taking in account of all the sentient beings. We are taking in account of the suffering of all the sentient beings. Nobody wants the suffering. And as I have just said, we all are having the same thing. When we see the other sentient beings are suffering, then we do feel that we are also suffering. We don't realize the suffering until and unless we have the suffering. And for this reason, under the Mahayana Buddhism, we take in account of all the sentient beings. And now, coming to your question that we need to let out, in this reason, in this case, if it is the bad things, then it is sure that we need to keep away. For example, you see, some of the friends, they are very angry, very furious, and if someone just reacts on us, someone will be scolding, and we need to keep away or let out all these negative things. Because if we take these negative things, then obviously our mind being untamed, we respond with the negative actions similarly. If someone's angry to us, then we show the same anger to the friends, and we have the chaos, I guess, being an untamed mind.
Yeah.
However, if it is the good one, then we need to learn it, and through this, when we learn it, this is a wisdom that we are gaining from other people. And when we learn or when we gain the wisdom, this is the one way to get the the path of the enlightenment. For example, the teachers won't teach us bad things. They will be teaching us good things, and their teachings we must take it as a wisdom while we are following the Dharma or while we are taking to the path of the enlightenment.
Thank you. I think so. Letting go of those 5 poisons you said to dim our mind is like important to meditate, right? And I think especially people who are not from here, they sometimes think meditation is about not thinking, but I believe it's more about observing your thoughts, right? And speaking about meditating, when you are meditating and praying, who are you connecting with, and where do you go, or what do you connect with?
I do meditate on a very one god called Avalokiteshvara, and it is the god of the compassion. And I just try to tame my mind to pray to the Avalokiteshvara to have more and more compassion to all the sentient beings. We are not having the compassion at times, since we are not able to understand the sufferings of the other people, we are not able to gain the compassion. And when we are not able to gain the compassion, how can we able to feel the life or suffering of the other people? If we can understand the suffering or pain of the other people, then we are having the compassion to other sentient beings. And when we have the compassion to other sentient beings, when someone is suffering, then we are not able to bear it, their sufferings or pain. And when we are not able to bear it, then if we can able to help it, then we can go then and there, we will go then and there and help the other sentient beings. And when they are free from such kind of the pains or the suffering, then ultimately one day or another day he or she or any of the sentient beings will be feel happy when he or she is freed from the suffering. And you see, when someone is freed from the suffering, they are having the happiness. And in turn, we will also gain the happiness from them. Happiness is not something that we can by ourselves only. We get the happiness from the other sentient beings also. So for this reason, I say I just meditate on the God of compassion to have more and more compassion to all the sentient beings so that they can understand the sufferings or pain of the other sentient beings and try to help them and to free from this suffering world.
I love that. That's so beautiful. I think we will try to bring this conversation to a close. We have 2 more questions for you. But my question for you is, if the world could just learn one thing from the monks here in Bhutan, what would you hope that would be? What would your message be?
Actually, it's not from the Bhutan also, but from the Buddhist point of view. We just try to tame our mind to think and focus on the present moment, but there should not be any affliction with any of these 5 poisons, because we are all in the cyclic existence of the suffering. We are all suffering because of these 5 poisons. And nobody wants the suffering. Nobody want to have such kind of cyclic existence of this suffering. All of us want to have a very happy life, but the life in this world is a very short one, impermanence, and we are not going to live forever,
Yeah.
Even the Buddha said that we have the seat of the happiness, but since it has been covered with these 5 poisons, we are not able to feel it, or we are not able to bear the happiness. Just like you see lotus flower. Lotus flower is actually born from the mud. But when it starts blooming the flowers, you see the buds or the flowers are without any mud or without any stain, you see. Just like that.
That's beautiful.
We are born in this cyclic existence of the suffering. But if we just move on with the better life, following the teachings of the Buddha, or having the very good life, not attachment with the end of the 5 poisons, and we are moving the better life, and we can rise up from this suffering world, and we will be also getting the enlightenment. We all can have life of the enlightened.
I want to say that we are very grateful that you made time for us to talk about all of that. It's so valuable to hear from someone who is teaching all of that, all of these big questions. And I would like to ask you if you can maybe offer us a short prayer or a blessing for us and everyone who's listening right now?
Okay, and I want to give a blessing about the God of the compassion. As I have just said, whoever comes here, I just try to give them or make aware about the compassion. Here, compassion, we have the 6 syllables. We have the Ma, Ni, Pet, Me, Hum. Now, while we are chanting these 6 syllables of Ma, Ni, Pet, Me, Hum, the literal meaning is we are transforming our impure level of the body, speech, and mind into the pure level of the body, speech, and mind with the method and the wisdom. Now I will be going with the blessings. Sangi Sota, Tuki, Sunanda, Jansa, Bota, Tangi, Josu, Chentaki, Jansa, Sunangi, Tola, Pinja, Sangi, Debora Show, Sanjan, the water. Devi Judan, the Broji, Tungi, Tungi, Judan, the Roji, Tungi, me pay the water, Middle one, the range at Yadan, Onion, Chimbola, never to and she. 저 경기목이 구독으로 조성기기 올라긴두기 제도라지 제레주 원차체가 엄마니 비미 엄마니 비미 엄마니 비미 엄마니 비미 like to repeat after me repeat ma
Ma,
ni
Ni,
pet pet me
Me,
hung
Hum,
umani pime umani pime dowa di yuta chere zu wang to jime dowa chicha mali de sala ge bar isu chung chung si durin bo che mak ye ponam ke jur je ke pa nyam pa me pai kone gondo thelwa isu. Okay, now with this may you have gained the compassion, seat of the compassion, and ultimately, as I have just said, we need to think for the benefit of all the sentient beings because all the sentient beings under the sky are suffering. And if we have this compassion, if we can, then we can help them. If we cannot help them also, our prayers can be heard by many of the gods. If we can pray to the God, one day or another day, they will hear our prayers. And through our prayers, you see, some of the animals, when they are about to slaughter, some people are trying to free animals from the slaughtering, you see. And I believe these are all because of our prayers, that God is hearing our prayers, and in turn, God is blessing the people, those who can able to help them. For this reason, I say to every people that we need to have the compassion, and this compassion is also a religion. It's also a part of the religion, but I don't see that this is a very religion only. Compassion is not something that's strictly afflicted with religion, but you see, compassion is something in order to have a very happy, very harmonious life at the end. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you so much.
This seems like the perfect place to end the conversation. The monks just finished, the sun came out, so we just want to say thank you again for sharing your time with us.